3 short squeeze stocks ready for a year-end rally. Let's start today's video off with an article from Investor Place that are giving us some short squeeze plays. First, they give us ticker symbol SFM, ANF, and then ARDX. Now, these stocks are actually doing somewhat well, ripping heads off. Taking a look at the charts of all 3 of these plays, they are starting to climb. However, let's take a look at if they actually have a chance at squeezing. Guys, in today's video, we have a lot of stuff to cover. I just want to cover these squeeze plays real quick that Investor Place gave to us, and then cover AMC, GameStop, stuff happening with banks, the overall market, as well as some additional stuff to close out the video. So watch until the end, and all I ask you guys to do, of course, please hit the like button. It helps me out. It's free. Also, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 18K subs if possible before the year ends. Now, the first stock, ticker symbol SFM, Sprouts Farmers Market Inc., actually has a short interest of about 17% of the free float with 15 days to cover, which is actually some solid metrics. Now, the days to cover ratio, of course, is just a metric that correlates to the volume. So if the stock has very little volume, this metric isn't much to pay attention to. However, a 17% short interest is extremely well for any sort of short squeeze play. So keep this one on your radar, as well as ANF, right? They have a 13.5% short interest and a 5.4 day to cover ratio. So far, Investor Place has given us some decent stocks. Of course, all 3 of these plays could be traps, especially coming from Investor Place, but it's something to put on your radar. The third one, ARDX, that is the one that's climbing the most as of right now. 6.6 days to cover and a 16% short interest. So all of these stocks, pretty valid. Moving on, before we get in AMC's chart, US stock short sellers are down $145 billion in 2023 according to Ortex and according to several other news outlets as well. Now, this is an analysis of 1,500 US stocks, so it's not every single US stock. Short sellers could be down more. However, 2023 as a whole has been historically horrible for short sellers. Coming into the brand new year, we hope that continues. About a week and a half ago, we said short sellers were down about 65 billion, and now they're down 145 billion as the market continues to climb. Now, GameStop trading at $18.16, up 5.2% on the day. This thing has just continued to climb. We gapped up, came back down, filled the gap on earnings day, came back up, retested this supply zone, and then broke above it. Okay, so we tested it 3 times, broke above it, tested the macro trend line, and are breaking above it. This isn't a clean breakout above the macro trend line. We want to see a full daily candle close above this for confirmation, for bullish confirmation on GameStop, which means tomorrow GameStop does have to close above $17.50 for the whole trading day tomorrow. We said it would come up to this supply zone, $18.60. We came very, very close before getting a rejection. I was slightly off, $15.54, I believe, right in that zone. So I was about 6 cents off. But GameStop overall came up into this zone. You could say it's very, very overbought, testing one of the macro trend lines, the actually most important one that every time it broke above this, it flashed down very hard. If that isn't the case, as of right now, I wouldn't trade GameStop, just to let you know, because it's very, very sketchy. The volume, take a look at how low the volume is on this breakout, which is sketchy thing number 1. Sketchy thing number 2 is it's testing this macro trend line, which means it could flash down. And then sketchy thing number 3 is the data that we're going to get into in 1 second. But if GameStop breaks $19, you're looking at that next macro trend line, which is up here in the $20 range, right around $22 to $24. GameStop, 0 shares available to borrow against it, which is solid as well. 16,000 calls compared to basically no puts expiring in the money. So gamma is to the upside as of right now, and more people are betting bullish on the options chain. And short exempts dropped yesterday, but they still have been extremely high for GameStop. So as of right now, they're not letting it run, but I'm interested to see the data tomorrow that comes out for today to see how much they are going to drop on it. AMC, I'm going to keep this simple. It's trading at $6.70, up 0.6% on the day. Very choppy, sideways. This isn't something that we like to see. A lot of volume, no movement, kind of like Mullen. They are really, really controlling this thing. However, under the Bollinger Bands, correlated to where we've been tracking, it's like this flat area under the midline, and until we break above that midline, I don't see any substantial moves for AMC. But also, we haven't made a new low yet, which is good to see. We want to see AMC hold up. I guess flat is better than a decline, but as of right now, we're waiting for even more volume, and we're waiting for a move one way or the other on AMC. And we actually have some interesting numbers that will give us a direction in 1 second. But another thing correlated to AMC that is not the best thing to see is Ethereum Classic and XRP are down down a bit, about 3%, which they are still making higher highs and higher lows. Nothing is even close to being invalidated. However, they are sitting in the point of interest that we like to see extremely bullish. So hopefully Bitcoin, when it starts to climb again, which is what I expect, Ethereum Classic and XRP will go bullish in this point of interest. Now, Bitcoin may not run right away, but that's for later on in the video for me to talk about. Let's talk about AMC, analysis of short positions, Class A by institution and funds. So real quick, this is an options update for the expiration 12/22. High IV at 122.23%. So expect big moves. Open interest ratio, also 73% calls, which is slightly bullish. And the volume ratio, 36%. Active calls reinforce a bullish sentiment. Of course, ones involved: Hudson Bay Capital Management, Citigroup, Wally Trading, Jane Street Group, GTS Securities. You go down the list: Goldman Sachs, TIG Advisors, Millennium Management, Susquehanna, and there are a ton of other ones, including Citadel, holding their put positions as well. All of these institutions have been betting a bearish move before the expiration date. So this is why the expiration was so important, because this already happened. They all priced in these bearish moves, and now IV extremely high, expecting big moves higher, which is a solid thing to see, but there is no confirmation of this just yet. Also, AMC mini future short contracts trading in Germany, and ones involved are Virtu, BNP, as well as a few others. Finally, AMC numbers: 4.7 million shares available to borrow, 9,000 calls compared to 17,000 puts expiring in the money. We are losing on the options chain as of right now, and this premium is going to market makers because more people are betting bullish on the options chain, and as of right now, that's not the direction it's moving. Short exempts, 111,000, but yesterday, the day before, right, at least the previous trading day, Thursday of last week, on the 14th of December, 409,000 short exempts. So AMC wanted to gap up, exactly what we were tracking, but they hammered it down. They are just counteracting the volume that the algos are putting through. The algos are pushing through these buy orders, and they are counteracting it with a ton of short exempts. Now, what could possibly go wrong? On December 14th, Bloomberg broke the news that Blackstone, an alleged pawn of BlackRock, is teaming up with Canada Pension Plan CPP to acquire a stake in commercial loan portfolio that includes more than 2,600 first mortgage loans backed by retail, market rate apartments, and office properties, as the FDIC is trying to unload $33 billion in real estate loans from the wreckage of failed Signature Bank. If CPP sounds familiar to you guys, it's because we probably talked about it back in July. They announced plans to seed more hedge funds as they aim to diversify their investments. Typically, CPP will get a portion of the firm's revenue in exchange for its backing. Additionally, by investing in hedge funds, CPP is able to diversify its risk profile as part of its broader investment strategies, as tougher credit conditions wreak havoc on fund performance. Basically, the too long didn't read is: what kind of toxic debt and or leverage exposure is in this loan portfolio that Blackstone and CPP are inheriting from Signature Bank that they likely want to keep close and away from prying eyes? You guys let me know in the comments down below. Also, here's a quick story. A couple handed their finances over to JP Morgan, about $50 million to be exact. And the couple comes back and says that JP Morgan basically lost their finances, leading to a $1.5 million total. I guess all they could say is, oopsie. Now, before we get into the overall market and some additional stuff, guys, join the Discord. The link is right under the video, top of the description, pinned in the top of comments. I'm in there on the daily, so you can come talk with me, as well as about 500 of the most amazing members in there who talk stocks all day long. However, it's been a little bit quiet today, but this is the place to go. Cheapest Discord on YouTube. It's sacrificing one coffee a month to level up your trading journey and talk stocks with people who want to learn and who want to become financially free. That link is in the top of the description and pinned in the top of comments. I also post my trades as soon as I take them in there. Also, guys, if you want 5% on your uninvested cash, 5.1 for doing nothing, as well as up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2 grand per stock, use my link, and once you sign up for Moomoo and make an account, all you have to do after that is deposit any amount, and you're going to start earning benefits. They're going to give you free stocks, they're going to give you 5.1% on your money, as well as free level 2 order book data, so you can see where whales are loading up and dropping off shares, viewing other exchanges, so it's not just the US stock market that you can see, as well as trading options for free. You don't have to apply for that, going long, going short as well as a retail trader, and more. So again, thank you, Mumu. Use my link, sign up, make a deposit. Now, here's what already happened today, at least a little bit. Bond Steel to buy US Steel for $55 a share in cash. Adobe and Figma mutually agree to terminate merger pact. Adobe also to pay Figma $1 billion in termination fees. And Neo got a $2.2 billion equity investment from Abu Dhabi-based CYVN. Finally, BP to pause all oil tanker transits through the Red Sea. Now, the SPY, 472.01, up 0.57% on the day. We want to see volume pick up. This push higher with basically no volume is kind of scary on the SPY. Overall, I'm watching 472.70 to see what the SPY is going to do, how it's going to react to this. We need more volume, in my opinion, to push over this resistance level to come all the way up to the next spot, which is around 477.50 to 480, which also would be the all-time high on the SPY. As of right now, going green, doing solid. We want more volume. Tesla 256.73, up 1.27% on the day. Now Tesla is doing beautiful. This is the weekly time frame. We are starting to get that breakout. I am still in my calls. They are very green now, and I am still going to hold my calls. And the reason for that is because this is what we've been tracking back here. And now that Tesla is over the Bollinger Bands, I don't see Tesla breaking back under 240. 240 is going to be the main support as the driving factor as of right now for Tesla if there is some sort of decline in the market or retracement in Tesla. I don't think it's going under the mid Bollinger Band line under 240 or 239.40 to be exact as of right now, but the more we scale up, the higher that's going to get. Overall, coming into 2024, expect Tesla to be extremely bullish. Finally, to close out the video, Bitcoin still holding 41,000. Honestly, Bitcoin is looking slightly weak. We really want to see it hold that 40K level, and if it doesn't, watch a hold for 38K. Overall, still holding Bitcoin through 2024, even if it did flash down for the end of December, early January, and that is because not only the ETF approval, but the halving, right? The halving is also coming up in 2024. Finally, to close out the video, the SEC is set to issue a decision on the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF on January 9th, which is earlier than we expected. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to check the links, hit that subscribe button. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.